Hey, what's going on guys? My name's Shane, and in this video we'll be going through a simple way to animate your video game characters. Now for this tutorial, I will be using this character you can see on the screen right now. I've included a pack for free, and it'll be great for you to follow along. This will also work with any other game characters, but I'd highly recommend downloading this pack as it will be much easier to follow the steps. So let's get to it. The first thing we want to do is we want to head over to shaneley.art, or alternatively, I have included a Google Drive link in the description if that's preferred. But anyways, head over to the store, and you can see the packs here. Now they're all free to download, and I would highly recommend downloading the 2D platformer also, as these have been designed to work well with each other, and they will also be used for a future tutorial series if that's something you're interested in. Once you've downloaded that, you want to head over to Spriter, which is the animation software we'll be using today. You want to click download Spriter and just select whichever operating system you used. Okay, so once you've got that sorted, you will have this zip file here, and what we want to do is you just want to extract this here onto your desktop, and we'll just wait for that to finish downloading. Okay, great. So the next thing we want to do is, once you've installed Spriter, we can go ahead and get that open. So we can search Spriter. And now the first thing is you want to head over to File, and we're going to create a new project. Now, what we can do is, this requires you to include a folder where you have all your assets. But what we can do is, we can just use the same folder of the extracted pack. So we can just select that right there. And as you can see, to the right we now have all of the assets we need. So I'll just quickly run you through the layout. So it's dead simple. If you've used any animation softwares before, they're all relatively the same. So you have your assets on the right. On the left you will have your Z order, which is just the layers on which, how they are layered in the timeline. In the project panel, should I say. And then here to the bottom right, this is where we will create our different animations. So the first thing we'll do is we can double click and we'll rename this to idle. No, sorry, we'll rename this to mushroom. And we'll name the animation to idle. Now, once we've done this, what we need to do is we now want to select all of these. Actually, no, so the first thing we want to do is we will drag in this demo piece, and we can just set the X and the Y to 0 to get everything centered. And we will delete this eventually, but this is used just to quickly get all our pieces in the right place. So next thing, just drag all the different assets onto the page. And now this piece here, the head and body, that is optional. That's just for if you wanted to have a more limited animation. But for the sake of this video, I won't be using that one. Once we've done that, we now just want to line all these pieces up. So once again, we can, for the head, we can just set it to 0, 0, so it's nice and centered. And now for the rest of these pieces, we will just have to, by eye, or you can just use the arrow keys to more quickly navigate, like so. And on the left, we will want to make sure that all of our pieces are layered properly. So as you can see, we want this the front foot to be in front of, for the feet. Same with the arms, so we have the front, so that's all correct. We want the arm in front of the body, like so. So we want this one. Yep. Okay. So next, I'm just going to quickly get this lined up. Now if you want, you could just pause the video here, or just follow along. But all I'm doing is I'm just going to line this up, and once I'm happy with the positioning, we'll be ready to move on. Now what we could also do is, for the demo, we could set the alpha, the opacity, down to something like 30% maybe, and that'll make it easier to, there we go. So now it's much easier to see where our pieces are. What I'll do next is we can now delete the demo scene. Push that in a little more. And that'll do. So we're now ready to animate. So the first thing we want to do is for the idle animation. Actually, I'll keep it very simple, and we can just go. So if it's 1,000 frames, we can go to. We'll just go halfway, and we can just use the arrow keys at the halfway point. And if we just set the frames to the final movement, it will automatically fill in the animation. So if we just, let's say here, I'll select the head, and I will just press the down arrow 5 times. It will create a new keyframe for us. And now, as you can see, if I drag this across, you can see that it's filled in the gaps, and we already have a movement. So if I click play, you can see it's already animated. So this is really nice and simple, and it makes it much quicker for animating. Because alternatively, you could create sprite sheets where you could also get the similar design. You could get a similar output just by making intervals. Even in Illustrator, after you create the character, you could just use scenes. But this will export it for you afterwards as a sprite sheet, and it saves so much time. And it also just makes things more, it's smoother animation when it's done. Anyways, I moved that one 5 times, so for the body it will go 3 times, and we want this to look like it's squashing. It's one of a key principle in animation is you want everything just, like when you see a bouncy ball, when it squashes down, it then stretches outwards, and you'll see that in all animation it's always, that's the core principle, it's always squashing and stretching. So what we can do is I'll select the hands and the sword, and so because the body went down, we'll move the hands up maybe 2 times. So I'm just using the arrow keys to keep it simple, and as you can see, so that's already a simple animation there. It's already moving. That alone would work as an idle animation. And what we can try to do is we can also maybe just try and rotate out the arms a little bit, and because we can't really stretch this much in that sense, but even just by rotating it a little will go a long way. So we can select these two, and sorry, there we go. Okay, we'll select those. No, actually, I've got this wrong. So we need to select both sides separately, and now the angle, it needs to be very gradual. I mean, I'll try for now. So if it's 313, I'll just try 314. And for this one, we'll try. Should we do 100? Oh, I did the alpha by accident. We'll do. Okay, we'll just try a 1 then. Now it's very slight, but even there you see it. So how the hand just comes out a little more now. It just helps the animation a little bit further. I think I'm happy with that for now. Again, you can always just play around with this. I don't want to spend too long on the video, because it's the same principle either way, but it's dead simple. You can already see, it's really nice and easy in this software to create animations. So I'm happy with that. Now what we can do is we can click this clone button here, and straight away we can just get a new animation. Double click that and we can just call that walk. I'm going to delete these keyframes here. So for the feet, we just want to get them to just cross over each other at the middle point, almost swapping places, and then the animation already straight away, it should kind of fill in that gap for us. So what I'll do is I will just shuffle this foot over to the same positioning as this one. Now actually, so I'll go back 10 spaces just so I can select the back foot. We'll go forward again, so that's in the right spot now. Now the stance might be a little too wide on the feet, but it'll work fine. Let's just see this. So straight away though, that's it's an anime, it's all like an animation, but we can obviously improve on this. Now, again, for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna I'll call that what it is, but you could maybe narrow the stance a little. Now I'll add by the time you've seen this video, I'll update the download pack to include the animations, and after this video I'll go and I'll refine these animations a little bit more. Now what I'm going to do is, at the halfway points between here, so we'll go 250, press up the up arrow only once on this point here, and I'll do the same again on the back foot. Just to add that slight... Yes, it's hard to tell, but that will just add a slight movement there. Once again, we'll go to the halfway point. So let's just press the up arrow key once, just to again get slight movement in the arms, because you know we are still moving around. Okay, so next what we can do is select the whole body, excluding the feet. So select everything but the feet, and then I'm gonna go to 250. What we can do is just head over to the angle, and we'll add one more to the angle, like this. And we can see how that looks already. So that already looks a lot better. And this, now we might have to tweak this might be a bit too intense, but if that one then goes forward, we'll then select again, and we'll now go the other way on this one. So we'll go 3, 1, 2. Okay, there we go. So now we have that's not bad actually. The again, the feet look a little off. I think the feet are moving a little too far outwards. But for the sake of this video, I mean, right now I'll say that's good. But again, tweak around with this. I think it just needs the stance you could reduce a little bit more. That still looks okay though. And again, for the download, I'll tweak this after this video. Okay, and now what we could do is we could make a running animation really easy. We could duplicate this, call this run or sprint, and then click stretch keys, and we could even just half this, set it to 500 maybe, like so. And like that, we've doubled the speed. And so you can see now, if we select them both, we've got walking, running, and idle. So this is already taking shape now. The characters come to life a little bit more. And the final thing we need is we want a attack animation. So I think for that one we'll clone the idle one again. Call it attack. Delete these. Okay, so for the attack animation, we'll lift it up slightly, and then we'll slash down. So let's go to we'll go to 250, and then select the hand and the sword, and we can use this arrow here, pivot it up a little bit more, so that pulls it back, and then we'll go to 500, and once again just select them both. And we can just drag this down like this. And let's just watch this. So this is looking a little off, but what we can also do is we want this to be really fast in these sort of games anyways. You know, it's really quick, so we can stretch the keys. We'll set this really down. We'll set the we'll start off at 500. So as you can see, that's already much better. At the 200 point, let's lift the body up slightly as well. And then at the down one, we can just once again go down by 2. Just to add a little bit more of animation there. That's a little better. And then I still think at 250 what we need to do is, so we can select both again and just bring these out a little more. And bring this one back. Maybe not that one. Let's swatch that back. I'll just, by hand, we can just kind of align this a little better. Like so. So at 200 we'll just make it line up a little better. And at 200 we'll go a bit even further out like this. Let's try that. That's a little better. It just adds a little bit more of a bounce to it. I'm gonna call it here, I think. Yeah, we can just go through them real quick. We've got the idle. We've got a nice simple attack. We've got a walk animation. And we've got a run animation. So it's everything we need there really for the platformer. So yeah, I think that's everything, guys. I hope you take something from this. I hope it was easy. I hope you was able to follow it. I'm still trying to figure this out a little bit more, but yeah. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Please, if you did get anything from this, please do subscribe and help me out. I do plan on doing more of these videos in the future. And yeah, so take care, guys. Enjoy.